All right, stores in Democrat-run cities doing everything they can to combat raging retail theft. We're all familiar with the images of toothpaste and every other day items locked up behind plastic barriers. And now shops are resorting to another method to thwart shoplifters: facial recognition technology. Some say it's pretty effective. But city council members in New York are calling for a ban on the tech due to concerns of racial profiling. One grocery store owner is firing back.
The city refuses to arrest thieves. So here, the retailers want to use technology the same way we used in the olden days. We used Polaroid pictures. You catch a thief, take a Polaroid picture, and if that person comes in again, you stop him or her. But New York City wants to make that illegal. On one hand, they do not want to arrest the thieves, and on the other hand, they don't want to give retailers the ability to fight back. It's absolutely out of control. And again, it's not conservative or liberal. This is literally insane.
But the outrageous scenes from America's crime crisis, they don't stop there. Police are investigating after an unruly mob of teens was caught on camera ransacking McDonald's in Los Angeles, with one looter even walking off with the cash register. Judge, every week it seems like you can't take another further step towards insanity, and yet we do. What do you think about this move of embracing facial recognition technology?
I love it.
You love it.
I love it. The guy is absolutely right. The government is not fulfilling its role, which is the protection of its citizens. It's not only assault, it's protecting their business. They pay taxes. They're entitled to some kind of protection. But the police don't either have the numbers, or they're being told to stand down, or they're walking away. I don't know. I'm not here to criticize the police. But you can't deny a business from identifying who's stealing and saying you can't come in again. They can, as long as it's not racial profiling, as long as they keep good files. But the thing that I don't understand, and we've talked about this before in the Five, you've got 327 repeat offenders that are apparently responsible for 30% of the 22,000 thefts. Why doesn't somebody just lock their butts up in jail and call it a day? Give everyone a free couple of weeks to go and buy things that aren't locked up, that you need a torch, or you got to beg a clerk to let you access a razor blade.
So I did the math on that. That's 7,000 of these shoplifts incidences being done, Kennedy, by 327 people. That's 21 each. Yeah. So they're essentially going into these places every other week and robbing one of these convenience stores, these drug stores, these grocery stores.
Yeah, and we've all seen it. I saw it at my CVS. It happened today at the restaurant here in the Breezeway. Guy ran in, started yelling at everybody, started taking food, and it scares people. You don't want to be the one who intervenes. You don't know if that person has a weapon, and God forbid you defend yourself. You don't want to be the person who is charged. But it's like I have the same problem here that I do advertising gun-free zones in places like playgrounds and movie theaters. You're just telling people, like, hey, no one here is armed. They can't protect themselves. And the stores that telegraph, we're not going to arrest people. We're not going to challenge them. So why would anyone change their behavior? If you can hit it and quit it and go back out and sell everything and buy illegal drugs, which would probably be legal at this point, the system is not going to change. And it's certainly in places like New York, LA, and San Francisco, and Chicago, and other cities, it is on, these DAs are on the side of the criminals. And if you want to have a civil society, you're hosed.
Tyrus, there's one other element to this. I don't know if you saw this story of this guy in New York that took a blowtorch to some of these plastic. He literally took a blowtorch to open up the plastic.
You gotta love the criminal creativity.
But you know what I noticed in that photo, in that video of what happened in New York? He's wearing a surgical COVID mask. Facial recognition technology is great, but we are still embracing the idea that you can come in like a bandit masked into a store.
Well, you know what? And that's the thing, that he could have been using that type of intelligence to be bettering himself. But there's a great new business. It's called free merch. The numbers that you're talking about, that 30%, they're getting better. They're enlisting people. They have a great business now. They go rob a store, and then they go sell the goods on eBay, or they post it on their Facebooks. They're not even shy or brash. I'm surprised he was wearing a mask. Maybe he was robbing in somebody else's territory. That's why he was wearing a mask. Because he certainly wasn't wearing a mask to hide his identity, because usually then they go post it and throw their signs up on the Facebook. And here's the idiocy of this. Racial profiling was something that's designed to recognize the criminal's face. So if the criminal, let's say, is light-skinned with tattoos, and I choose to go and break into CVS for some toothpaste, and my face shows up on the wall, I can't say that's racist. So like, no, that's your picture of you being a criminal in our store. Please don't come back.
Exactly.
So if there's 6 other guys who look like me, good luck finding them.
I was going to say,
This is twisted
surgical
steel and
mask
sex
ain't gonna
appeal
cover
over
it.
here. But if you find them and you put them up next to me, it's not profiling. It's very good detective work by your team security.
So, Jessica, on this final point, whether or not it's these 327 repeat offenders or it's these kids, honestly, these mobs of kids, there does seem to be, in our estimation, an obvious implication here. There's no fear of being caught. They're just flat out emboldened.
Well, it seems like it, especially in cities where if you don't hit the $1,000 threshold or whatever it is, they can't legally take you in for that anyway. Or at the Lululemon, where they won't even let the security guards go after people. And I understand, I mean, the CEO spoke out about it, that it was actually for the safety of his employees because he was nervous that people were going to be attacked. Someone could be carrying a gun, could have a knife, et cetera. It's just incredibly depressing. And I do think, to the judge's point, you know, there are 2 options in front of people who are running these cities. You either allow the businesses to do what they think they need to do to protect their businesses and make sure, frankly, that they can stay here. We need the tax revenue, right? We all know that real estate taxes are going to skyrocket very, very soon if we continue to lose businesses at this level. Or you give people the security, the police support, whatever it is, that they need to ensure that they can protect their merchandise. And, you know, keep good records with the racial profiling stuff, and hopefully we can avoid it, especially in these kind of, you know, multiracial metropolises. Everyone is going in everywhere, which is one of the beauties of these cities, and hopefully it wouldn't be used against a particular group.
Can I add one thing? Do you know that the guy with the blowtorch took $448 worth of skincare products?
Yeah.
Was he going out on a hot date?
Maybe
or
he had a
something?
rash
He's going to be very
from the blowtorch.
He's just going to stay young
send
looking,
someone out
Judge.
so whoever has dewy skin and that high pro glow, arrest him.
Where the
Without
hell did he get a
APB
blowtorch
dewy
from?
skin.
Where did he get a blowtorch from?
He made it.
That's
It's
the
like
bigger
little
question.
propane bottles.
I didn't know they had welding classes still.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.